Dino, didn't you read somewhere what most of these guys that are wannabes of Andy or Trizzy, that they're literally giving guys a lot of false information or false advice, or that, let's say, they're giving them permission. Didn't you think that that was absurdly stupid? I did, to be fair. And I had to do my research. I had to pull up the videos to make this video and air my grievances, because I feel like it's funny, because it's not interesting. It's absurd that you can literally watch a video of these guys, be so weak in your head that you need to follow their advice. Like I quoted, if a bro wants to tease me about getting in the gym, like Lucas does, or Tyrese does, or Josh McCarthy does, or a guy wants to give me good advice, or, you know, he wants to, you know, I wouldn't so much say lean on me, but, you know, whatever it may be, and it's respectful to me, then 1,000,000% I will see it as respectful advice. But that's not what these videos represent. These videos represent a painted picture, a light that really takes the whole, whatever it may be you're trying to represent, and it lowers the quality of you as a person down. And that's the thing with Dino. I think he's the most qualified. I think he stands on quality and affirmations and on being the law of attraction, because if you really look at Dino and you really look at what Dino has and what he's capable of and what he's done for the community, the scene, I think that for itself speaks. Yeah, it does. And I don't know, I think that they're trying to lead a generation astray. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to make you, you know, trying to, whatever it may be, to justify. I got a migraine and I'm making this video. For what reason, I don't know. But the quality of Dino's work has never been bad. It's always been up there for me, bro. I've always thought of myself as the type of artist, the type of guy who will put the work in. Yeah. And that's not what these videos are. These videos are, in a sense, fantasy, role play, make believe. And because I don't live in the fantasy, role play, make believe land like everyone else, because I'm not the kind of person who, a person could go over to me and try and give me permission and be like, you should go off and do this, you should go off and do that. I know what you're trying to do, and it would never happen. Because from a logical sense, you know that Dino would never, you know. It's not about Dino, right? Because Dino's for the culture. What I'm trying to say is, like, it scars a person. And people have a tendency to latch onto things and latch onto certain, you know, evils, let's say. And I'm the guy that went through it as a kid, and I always look at it and always think, what if I really did, like, work with my relatives, but I didn't? And it's come to a point now where I've accepted that I'm finished with this place and these people, and I didn't see myself living here from 2018, and I didn't see myself, like, watching these videos and taking advice off these weirdos, because that's exactly what they are. Like, they scream creepiness, they scream bookie behavior, you know, like they're weird, they're creeps, and they think what they do is exceptional. And you're literally making content for the creeps, for the weirdos. Yeah, you should definitely find a partner, and then what you should do is you should lie behind her back. mad thing. It's not a mad thing or a mad thing. It's true. It's not real, bro. If you want to smash, then you should just, I don't know, like, not look at dating. And that's the problem. That's the problem. I wouldn't have a problem if these people did their own content. If you go on YouTube and you type in a person's name, whoever you're trying to watch, and you listen to them, I wouldn't say 100%, but 60-70% of the time, there are a lot adult performers on these podcasts. And as I try and say this: if you're one of those type of people that aren't ever interested or serious about dating, I think that if you've done that kind of work, it's not work. If you've ever, done that as, something on the side, because you are for the sides, right? It's like these side men. You can call them, you can think that they're handsome and that, but they are really side men. But then you come across me, and I don't give you that kind of idea or that perception, and people be like, that's your view, that's your opinion. This is me I'm talking about. I'm not watching a movie, I'm not listening to a music, a song. I'm not putting something that was created by somebody for the audience's perspective or their views or their opinions. I'm speaking on myself. I'm not a side man, and I don't need to be. I don't desire to be a side man, because that's the problem. These side men have learned they have no aura, yet they have these pretty girls come on their show, and they try and pretend that they can riz them up, or they can impress them, and they can get their 5 minutes of what is it? Notoriety, fame, attention, affection, whatever it is they're begging for. But men aren't begs, and that's what I'm trying to say. That the whole thing is these videos. We know that the guys behind the scenes, we know they want these guys. They're speaking to these guys. Yeah, they're speaking to these guys that are creepy inside, that are weird inside, that are straight up weirdos. What are you looking at, weirdo? They appeal to those type of guys, and they're like, go off, bro. Go be a weirdo. Go be a creep. Go get yourself a 10 out of 10 for home. And then when you're not feeling it at home, then go out and bash a couple of bitches. Smash them. Smash them, stack them, threesome them, foursome them. And what I'm trying to say is, it makes no sense. But it doesn't ever stop there, bro. Yeah. And it's kind of stupid that I say this, but it's come to an understanding that it's like an agreement. Now it's gotten worse. Now you've got a whole generation. No, not even a whole generation. Now you've got kids exposed to it. Kids are exposed to adult stars, and they're not a legal age to subscribe. So what these adult stars will do is they'll start to reach out to these other people, and they'll say, make accounts of me. Make accounts of me. And then what happens? And then what they start to do is they start to pretend like they're bots. But I know it's the people behind the scenes that are pulling the strings. It has to be, right? And majority of the time, it shouldn't be single, desperate, lonely men. I'd hate to believe that. But most of the time, it either is, right? Like, these guys are friends with these adult stars, and they want to, put the videos up on these platforms to expose to the younger audience. And I'm thinking, the younger audience, they just want to look at houses. They want to look at something nice to get their girlfriends or boyfriends, or they care about their future. But it's that talk of equality, that talk of feminism, that talk of pronouns, that talk of creepiness and weirdness, being a weirdo, being a creep. It's all that, bro. And it's unfortunate for Dino, because when he comes in and he's violating the circumstances, the situation, right? Dino was trapped. He was caught up in a predicament, right? But I'm trying to say this, like, no guy You could give me all the permission in the world. You could say you should. I wouldn't. I would sooner die than betray the person I'm involved with. That's the facts. You know what I mean? And I've said this on multiple occasions, and I don't know how many times I need to say it. I just have to say it because there are a lot of people that don't get it, and I do. What about when they describe men as being leaders? Yeah, men are leaders. Yeah, of course, I believe that. I'm okay to agree that men pay the bills and men lead and do all this. Like, I'm a man of status and a man of culture myself. Of course, if I go on a date, I'll pay the bill, right? I'm gonna be practical now. I pay on the first date. I buy the girl flowers. I take her out. I make the moves. I say we're gonna do this. I say we're gonna do that. Like, it's not, it's come to a point where a lot of these guys have kind of thrown all that down the drain. And even when these guys have the opportunity to say this, they don't even need to say, look, if a guy wants to cheat, which, he doesn't need to, but if he wants to, right? But then it's like, I'm not even trying to entertain the idea. I'm just saying, like, how can you, say that and be okay with it? It's like, what? and we've got, I thought it stopped, right? I thought we were past this, but we're never gonna be past this, right? Because there's so many people having their lives put upside down. This person is a well-known piece of shit, right? Like, when you quote Cads and that dust bitch. But that's the thing. That's the thing with me. Is I could be anywhere in the world, and what I would hold on to is I don't ever want to struggle. I don't ever want to forget. I don't ever want to go down a road or a path of loneliness or depression or anxiety or poverty or being broke or broken or all these horrible words. Like, I don't want to use them on anybody, and I don't want anybody to use them on me. If anything, I want to help you see that you're better than me and make it a reality. Because a lot of the times, a lot of these guys have greatness within themselves, and a lot of them put themselves down because they don't feel like tens, they don't feel like nines, they don't feel like eights or sevens or sixes. So they say, I'm a hard five, I'm a six on a good day, maybe a seven. And that's the highest number that they go up to. And I'm not trying to say I'm a 10 by any means. I'm saying when I said Dino is better by 10 times, that's the work rate of Dino. That's the, that those are bars, right? But these discussions, I'd give them a 7. I'd give them near enough an 8 on a good day, right? But it's advice, and I'm just making this video because I wholeheartedly believe that I thought we were past this, but unfortunately no. And it's a shame. Yeah, it's a real shame because a lot of the times I'll be watching this and I'd be thinking, I would never betray Becky like that. I would never do that. I would never mess around with people. If I had the opportunity to, and somebody was like, just go do it, bro, I wouldn't. Like, give me, what I would rather, if it was me, I would rather somebody give me better advice. I'd rather people would give me motivational speeches like, get in the gym. I think it's all kind of silly at the end of the day because I don't get it, and a lot of people miss it, like they miss out on the the friendships that they could have, right? The positive influences that they could have around them. So Dino has to be a positive and respectful influence on the community so that the people can resonate with the character and the narrative. And you know, I never stepped in and I never promoted violence. I never promoted cheating, stealing, lying, being a cunt to people, being a cunt to your subjects. You know, like Dino's above it all. Like Dino is above and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear, but you know, not so much Woody, but you know, like I think in terms of like work rate and thought process, Dino just takes it to a different level. And I think these guys will never get anywhere in life because they are promoting the same shit in near enough all their videos. You could put another video on, by all means, but it's the same. We got another delusional bitch. We've got another delusional piece of shit. Yep, let's bring them down. Let's disrespect them for no reason. Yeah. I find it kind of absurd that that's the reality we're living in, bro. And it's I'm lost for words.